Welcome back to the Well Seasoned Librarian. I'm your announcer, Xavier. Today, host Dean Jones is joined by a powerhouse talent who is as sharp with a cast iron skillet as she is with a Telecaster. Music Row named her the next big thing, and while she's earned her stripes as a Fender Next artist and a CMT Next woman of country, whiskey riff notes, she remains one of Nashville's best-kept secrets, a true entertainer in the vein of a young Chris Stapleton. She has amassed over 1.5 million followers online, but her Honkytonk Graceland lifestyle is the real deal. Whether she's performing on stage or hosting her viral YouTube cooking show, Stand By Your Pan, she is dedicated to preserving the best of country soul. Hannah is out touring for a new album, The Other Damn Half, and is on her upcoming headlining tour. Please welcome the incomparable Hannah Dash.
Welcome to the podcast. Today I'm speaking with country star and TikTok sensation Hannah Dasher. Hannah, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Neen. Good to talk to you.
It's a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm just really so happy to be able to talk to you. I really love your videos, and I love the new cookbook that I want to talk about. First, I want to kind of talk about your background. So what was it like growing up in Georgia, and how did those early years shape your sound of your music as a country artist?
Heavens. Well, I grew up in the country, and I also grew up near the coast. So my parents listened to like the old Motown, which we call Motown beach music, and then also listened to country radio as well. So that kind of produced the soul that you hear in my music. And then when I got into boys, of course, I got into rock and roll, classic rock and roll. So you'll definitely get that at a Hannah show.
You spent 11 years in Nashville before becoming a household name. What kept you motivated during those lean years? Sorry.
Oh, well, that's a great question. I was here for 1 year before I signed the major publishing deal, and then my second pub deal, and so I was probably here for about 6 years or so before I signed my major record deal. But my motivation, I guess, came from just that inner faith, that inner confidence that I was born with. I guess I've always known that I wanted to be an entertainer, and for the longest time, it was really I won't say in vain, but for the longest time, I felt like I was here on the planet for me, and and for my own purpose. But it really took me losing my record deal a few years ago for God to really humble me and to realize, okay, these videos are doing well for a reason, and it's not me. It's just, I think that he puts people like me on the planet to try to leave other people in a better place than we found them. And if he has to do it through TikTok recipes or country songs, it's his choice, not mine. So not to push my faith on anyone like that, but honestly, that's what kept me through, is just a faith, just knowing that I was destined to be an entertainer in some fashion.
Your YouTube and TikTok posts really gained a loyal following, and people really love you. Were you really nervous about posting initially, and how did you feel about the sudden swell of popularity?
Oh, heavens. Well, I don't think anybody would shy away from the sudden swell of popularity. I was a little hesitant about getting on TikTok when it was a brand new app. My dear friend Johnny told me, he said, there's a new app. It's going to be big. This is a great way for you to showcase your personality, and you just start making some videos. And so my first videos were struggle. I didn't have a ring light. I didn't know what a ring light was. And so a little girl came over, a friend of mine from Belmont. She was in school at Belmont. And anyway, she's like, here's a ring light, use it. And I made videos, and I realized that, okay, if I'm inconsistent, it's not going to take off. So, but eventually, when the world shut down, we couldn't tour during quarantine. I was able to post consistently, and those videos took off. I made the kitchen my stage and infused my country music and rock and roll attitude with some soul food, and who knew? It just works. It worked.
Now, you have some really wonderful music videos, but then you also do a lot of really wonderful cooking videos that I really love. How did
I
that start? How did that start, the idea to do cooking videos?
I was home. This has been several years ago. I'd say probably 10 years ago or so, at least 10 or 12 years ago. I was home visiting my folks, and Kimberly from Little Big Town had a new cooking show out at the time and was on the kitchen TV at my mother's kitchen. And my mother laughed and said, Sally, she called me Sally. She said, you need to have a cooking show one day, but you need to call it Stand By Your Pan. And we both chuckled, and I was like, Mama, that's good. So to me, it wasn't really a joke. I marched, that was like a Saturday. Monday, I went to my lawyer's office with a check in hand and said, hey, let's trademark this now to reserve for later use. And we did. And so fast forward 10 years, here we are. And here's the big cookbook. Oh my gosh.
Did you always want to do a cookbook, or did that come later?
Well, yes, it was I think a cooking show before a cookbook. But yes, I mean, it wasn't as big of a dream of mine as playing the Grand Ole Opry, which I'm so blessed to have done many times. But absolutely, TV has always been a dream of mine. And Cooking with Rachel Ray, that was a ball to to do that show twice. And I really enjoy the camera. I love entertaining people, and I love to cook. So put it all together, and it's fun.
How do you balance the demands of headlining, touring, and the passion for home cooking and content creation? Is that a lot to juggle?
Well, look at me right now, Shug. Here I am in my AC/DC tour jacket and sweaty gym clothes with not a lick of makeup on.
And you still look glamorous and beautiful.
Because I was trying to get everything done. I have brought on a team of sweet girls who are helping me carry the weight, and it is a lot. It is a lot, and I have some really great friends that like they've called me all during the week, last week, this week. Hey, can I help? I know you're busy. What can I do to help you? How can I lighten your load? Like my friends they just know, and they're so good, and they know that that I do carry a lot, but it just takes great people, and I'm just so blessed to have some great people around me as well that carry the weight.
How much different is the songwriting process, say, with like an album of yours, like the other damn half? How does that differ from the way you develop a new recipe?
You're awesome. Well, it's kind of the same process initially. Um, well, you know what? I think writing a recipe is a lot more freeing, because when I'm writing a song, naturally I'm trying to grab your attention within the first sentence. And I did carry that out throughout the book. When you read the little the intro spills before each recipe, I try not to bore you with the whole paragraph. It's just like a funny little witty sentence, but I wanted it to entertain you, like triple chocolate cake, chocolatey and rich like Kevin Hart. Woo! Some people might cancel me, others are gonna laugh. With a song, I want to grab your attention. With a recipe, like a song, I want it to be a lasting thing. I want it to be something that you return to and that you can depend on. That's going to produce the results that you want. And but it's a little more free, because when you write commercially, there's a lot more rules. I feel like, I have to kind of cater that to a certain niche or a certain audience. But food is for everyone.
You have some really beautiful photography in your cookbook that really kind of mirrors a lot of your videos. The aesthetic of like the retro cooking like it's
Yeah.
1972 aesthetic,
Yeah.
beautiful retro clothing, and all that wonderful cookware that you have. I want to
Yes.
talk about that a little bit. Why that specific era of music and cooking for you?
I appreciate that. Well, when my grandmother passed away, my father's like 9 or 10 years older than my mother, and he was the youngest. So he was raised by older folks. And so I got the retro furniture and Pyrex and things that nobody wanted. At the time, they thought it was tacky. She died 20 years ago. And so they all thought it was tacky. I didn't. And so when I graduated, of course, I couldn't afford to buy new furniture, new things. So I went with it. I always loved her front parlor room. It was the furniture that nobody sat on unless it was a special guest or something. You know
Yep.
exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah. So why stock a whole kitchen? Why buy new silverware when I've got all this? And so I've just collected heirlooms from the family, and then moving to Nashville, 8 hours away from home. I wanted my kitchen especially to feel like a warm hug, to feel like I was cooking with my grandma or my hoochie nana or my great aunts and just the people that I love. And because it took me back home immediately, even though I was so far away, chasing our dreams, as you know, is a lonely, difficult journey. And so I wanted it to feel cozy when I came home or when guests entered. And I believe that's what we've created. It's more of a honky-tonk rock and roll Graceland, but it's a kind of a museum in a way too.
And it's really well reflected. The photography for the book is really beautiful, including, I think there are some funny ones. Like I remember, I think one of my favorites is an homage to Johnny Cash. We were eating like a cake in
Yes.
the bushes, and
Kind
they're
of
just
bushy
clever.
cape.
They're
Thank
just
you.
some,
I really wanted, I wanted to do that shot, and they looked at me like I was crazy, and they were so excited. The photographer was like, "Yes, let's do it. Go get that bush."
and it's so like just there's just like a mid piece where you're lighting candles at a table and you look so glamorous, and everything is just so looks so beautiful in this. But the food really takes center stage. My God, the food will make you hungry when you go through this, and I think that's the
Oh, I
idea.
love it. The
Now I want to
photographers did
talk.
a great job. That home, look
Oh
where
yeah.
I'm lighting those candles. That was so. I recently moved from there, but it's a historic Tanglewood. So we shot in my cottage and in my landlord's their bigger home. They had a much bigger dining room and open space, like the appetizers page that you'll see that's with the fondue pots. Of course, that's my fondue kit and all that. Anyway, but that was actually our homes look a lot alike because I was in the guest cottage, but Waylon Jennings lived there in like 76 and 77 when they were recording the Outlaw record, and
Wow.
Charlie Daniels moved in after that. Devil Went Down to Georgia was written there. It's a very historic spot. Hugh Hefner lived there for 3 years before that and actually told Waylon about it. So, yeah, there's a lot of country music, rock and roll history in that home. And so, and in that little guest cottage where I lived. So, but yeah, just a side note.
I really am excited to let people know about this cookbooks, and I've written reviews about it already. One of the main things that I wanted to get across is this is a real cookbook, and what I mean by that is there are a lot of really nice retro recipes, but it's all I really feel like you thought about it. You put a lot out there. These aren't just like some repeated recipes. You really gave some thought, and also in the preparation and the instructions on cooking, you have a lot of good advice and a lot the intro part. A lot of times that's a throwaway part that people will put in a cookbook. But I thought, you really put a lot of intent in this. This is something that I really feel like you really thought this out. You gave a lot of care to this, and this is kind of something from your heart. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, that means so much to hear that. Yes, it's been 3 years of my life, and absolutely, I just food is love, and um, when you take pride in your food, like we do where I'm from in the deep south of Savannah area, a lot of people are competitive and they don't reveal all their secrets. I mean, there's great secrets that go to the graves of these old ladies who prepared a lot of these things, and through trial and error. And through my travels around the world, I've just learned that soul food's not created equal, and where I came from is very unique and very special. And I've just done my best. I've just written my version of these, so that you get the best flavor possible, the best texture, and so that Briley can cook like Brenda, if that makes sense, or Betty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. And be hostess with the mostest too. There's great party tips and things in there too that
Yes,
help.
absolutely. That's a really good point, because there's just all around, there's a lot of good. It's not just like, you're just going to read a few recipes. It's something you can sit down and really enjoy reading with a cup of coffee or a drink or something and just really enjoy the time. If you love cookbooks, you'll love this. One thing I like too is there's a lot of cute little asides that you give advice on, and I really loved that, because I do that when I write recipes. I will also be like, well, if you can't do this, do this. And like you'll have little things like make sure to use marbled pork chops, which is, I think, an important thing. And like and the fact that you eschew, you're like, I don't really want to use canned soup. You could make this, and you have like a lot of recipes to make soup bases for these casseroles and stuff like that. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yes. Or make double and put this in the freezer to save you time down the road. as well because this casserole freezes well, etc. Um, Coming up here in Nashville and being for years I was a starving, struggling artist, if you will. I had to stretch my dollars, and so why go out and buy canned soup when I've got milk and flour and butter right here, onion powder, garlic powder, or onion in the freezer, etc. Because gravy is easy if you really just like you said, it's one of the first things that you made. So yeah, I'm getting away from your question. What was the question again?
You have a lot of lovely little tips in the
Oh yeah,
book, and I just love that you really put a lot of care to kind of include these little things for people. So it's like little treasures that you find
thank you
within
for
the
that.
recipes.
Yes, I love that. Little treasures, little secrets. Well, it's going to make your life easier. And I mean, I'm busy, as you know. I mean, I wear a lot of hats. And so I just want people to know that it is still doable. It's still possible to have home cooked meals, great meals, to entertain, and to be a rock star at your job. To be busy, to be a busy mom or a busy whatever you do for a living, right? And to be a good homemaker as well.
I want to talk about your music a little bit. I don't want to get away from that because you are just an amazing musician and songwriter and singer. You've been called a guitar goddess by Fender, which is pretty big. Does nailing a guitar solo give you the same rush as serving the perfect meal?
Oh heavens. You're saying rush. Well, I mean, they were really kind to say that. I just consider myself an entertainer. I play to get by, and I'm no Clapton or Bonnie Raitt by any means. But if you're gonna hold the damn thing, do something with it, right? Uh but yes, the satisfaction that I get from watching someone eat a meal that I've slaved over is similar to the rush that I get when I hear people sing my music back to me. I think the music is obviously a deeper rooted love there, but it's so satisfying because as dreamers and well, all of us like to see, I think, the fruits of our labor. We like to see things come to fruition. People like to garden, people like to sew or craft or whatever, because it's, it's a faster turnover than whatever it is your long-term goal is. So there's something really satisfying about that for sure.
If somebody's intimidated by cooking and they get your cookbook as like a first cookbook, what would you suggest to start off with at first?
Oh, great. Well, this book is for them. It's for beginner cooks, intermediates, and seasoned chefs like you, Dean. But something great to start off with. I mean, the sour cream drop muffins. Those are
Mm.
delicious and easy. Collard green dip, pimento cheese. Honestly, even the macaroni and cheese. I think the instructions are so precise. If you're looking for a great macaroni and cheese that, forgive my expression, will definitely get you invited to the cookout because let's agree, my soul sisters make the best. Then follow the recipe there. Exactly. Don't put too much pasta in it. It's macaroni and cheese. It's going to be moist. You're going to get that cheese pull. It's not going to be too crunchy on the top. It's not going to be too dry and stiff. It's going to taste a little bit better than the last one you had because it's got a little bit of garlic powder in it. Anyway, but yeah, I think definitely do that. Maybe hold off on the fried liver with port wine sauce. Even though it's delicious. Your first pot of grits is not going to turn out perfect. Your first beef roast is not going to turn out perfect. My first two weren't quite right. I put a little bit too much water, but I've tried to fast forward through the mistakes that I've made and give you as precise, instructions as I could.
You describe your home as a honky-tonk Graceland. How does the vintage
Yeah.
aesthetic translate to the way you host friends and family?
Well, I think we say this in the book as well. There's a lot of, I think sitting around a table as a family or a community of friends is kind of a dying art. It's a lot of folks just don't do it anymore. And I took for granted that we ate together as a family every night growing up. And so when my friends come over, most of them were raised right, but they know to remove their hat. We don't have hats at the table or cell phones, and I use
Yep.
cloth napkins. And they think it's so fancy. They have like a little name, but it takes no time to write their name on a little card. It takes no time to fold a napkin. Either I wash them, I don't have to buy, I save so much money on paper products because I'm using cloth napkins all the time, and it looks classy and they feel really special. And so, yeah, we use china. I can't believe how many of my, friends don't use their china. It's like, come on, don't let it sit there and collect dust.
Yeah. Why do you have it?
It's well, it's fun. I mean, and I pull out the little sherbet glasses, and I'll put cold salad in that, uh, or even like dessert parfaits or whatnot. But yeah, it's just fun to eat out of things like that. I mean, it's just fun. My
Yeah,
china that I
absolutely.
got it's silver plated. It was my great aunt's, but it's even got little ashtrays that match.
I love that.
Silver plated ashtrays, yes, that match the china because they used to smoke inside. So
Yeah, I remember that. I
we're
just,
still involved in it.
yeah, I love all the things because these are things that I do. I mean, I use cloth napkins. I have china I use when people come over. I really love being able to entertain, and that really comes through, I think, in this book. You have one thing that I just loved because it brought me back memories. The 1977 banana pudding.
Woo!
That's how my grandmother used to make it, and I see people make it nowadays in recipes, and they're not doing it this way anymore. And you're kind of bringing it back with the meringue because I haven't seen that in a while. And that to me, that was the only way it was ever made growing up.
I love that. Yes, that good old warm banana pudding. And my meringue's getting higher these days. Praise the Lord. I didn't, the hired chef did that for the shoot, and she was awesome. But yeah, Tammy Wynette, I'm a big fan, and she was known for her banana pudding. And when she and George Jones broke up, or they divorced rather, in 76, 77, she immediately started dating Burt Reynolds. And that was one of his biggest years. Smokey and the Bandit was the highest grossing film at the box office that year in 77. And so she thought that she would show off her cooking skills and had him over to her house over there on Franklin Road and made him her banana pudding for dessert, not realizing that he was hypoglycemic. So she nearly sent him into a diabetic coma. He passed out on her couch. They had to call an ambulance to come get him. That really happened. It's
Oh
hilarious.
my God.
So you get my version, or well, so you get her recipe. I just add a little sour cream to it to make it richer.
It's a beautiful recipe.
Yeah, but it is. It's so good. I mean, when you cook pudding over the stove, yes, it takes a few extra minutes than just whip it up in instant pudding, but you can totally taste the difference. It is, it's like, okay, I'm not going back.
Yeah, I don't like instant pudding. I only want the cooked kind. I don't understand why people use the instant kind because it's disgusting.
It's so rich. It's so good. It's so good. And honestly, with the cream of soups, that is such a game changer. I know like Joshua Wiseman does cream of soups in his book as well too. But it's really a game changer. And so saving your bones and just saving your animal fat, uh, you know, it's flavor and it's delicious.
Is there a kitchen tool or piece of vintage cookware that you absolutely cannot live without?
Uh, think, I think right now, can my oven count?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the hot point stove from General Electric. It's got the built-in rotisserie, all those things, but it's a double oven. And my grandmother had a white, mine's avocado green, of course, but we found it in Oklahoma, and a dear friend and fan drove all the way from North Carolina to get it. Would not take a dime. I love Miss Kelly. Anyway, but it just sparks so much, so many comments. And when I go live on TikTok or in my videos, people really get a kick out of that. But it really does brighten up my kitchen.
People like to cook. No, though. I mean, if a good oven, I mean, I live in a rental place, and we have these horrible new ovens that I just can't stand. And a good oven is worth its weight.
But as far as yes, it is. I agree. But I mean, my cast iron skillet, my is that a 10-inch or 12-inch? I think it's a 10-inch skillet that I use for everything. I just love cast iron. It's just great. If you take care of it, it'll take care of you.
Absolutely. Beyond the food itself, what do you hope people feel when they sit down with a meal made from these recipes?
Woo! A sense of pride, obviously. And confidence. I mean, it might get you a diamond ring and probably get you proposed to. I'd be careful, male or female.
Yep.
Oh, I mean that humbly though, but the it really is a great book. I did pour a lot of time into this, and I don't have a thigh gap for a reason. You can trust me in the kitchen, and so I think you can really trust these recipes, and know that you're going to get great food, even if you don't nail it perfectly. You're going to get a great meal.
I love the cookbook so much, and I really can't wait for people to see it. It's going to come out on March 10th, and I'm going to have links to purchase it or pre-purchase it through the bio. And you can also go to we have links to Hannah's YouTube and TikTok and website, so you can see all that in the links as well. Hannah, I want to ask you one last thing. Are you going to be are you going to be going on tour? Any talks of an upcoming TV series, anything?
I'm definitely on tour right now, and I will be in California as well. I'll be in Costa Mesa and in LA in May. We're posting those dates today, as a matter of fact. But come to a book signing, or come to a show, or come to both. We'll have books at both. I so look forward to meeting people. That's usually my favorite part of the night. But yeah, come out and see us. As far as a TV show goes, you never know. I can't say we pulled the trigger on any network or anything right now, but definitely in the future, for me to do a lot more TV. So that's
I
a
hope
great
so.
question. Yeah,
Do you have any
but
touring you're doing? Any kind of albums or anything?
yes, I've got an EP coming out, another half record, if you will, called Scattered, Smothered, and Covered. It comes out March 27th. So go and pre-save that if you can. But you might see one that or two on there. We just released Waffle House. It's just a song that I had in the vault that was funny, and talks about patty melts and Flappy Jacks and things. And I'm like, okay, what's food related that would be a good merger from this book? And so Scattered, Smothered, and Covered is the name of this EP. I pay homage to a few of my favorite artists. And yeah, I think you'll dig it.
And also, we'll just, for the listeners as well, we'll have links to Hannah on Spotify and Apple iTunes. Hannah, thank you for being on the podcast. It was just a pleasure talking to you. I really love getting a chance to talk to you.
Doll, you angel, thank you so much. Thank you for being so just so thorough in your review. And that means, like, you said everything that I would want a consumer to say, as far as really appreciating it. Like, thank you so much for being so thorough.
You've been listening to the Well Seasoned Librarian. A huge thank you to Hannah Dasher for stopping by to talk music, Southern grit, and great food with Dean Jones. Be sure to pick up a copy of her new book and album, and check out her YouTube channel to see what's cooking in her kitchen. I'm Xavier, and this has been Season 17, Episode 4. I want to thank you for listening to another episode of the Well Seasoned Librarian. If you want to buy Hannah's book or see her tour schedule, we will have links for both in the bio. Until next time, we will see you in the library.